gonna continue recording.
But
Okay. So my name is Missy. I'm a doctor of physical therapy, owner of Invincible out here in Denver. And this is Ashley.
Hi, everyone. I'm Ashley. I'm also Doctor of Physical Therapy in Denver, owner of Your Strength Within.
And we recently got back from Costa Rica 2 weeks now, huh?
Yeah, it's been 2 weeks already. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, super crazy.
I feel like we just came back.
Yeah. But we just wanted to share a little bit about our experience and first off, talking about face of justice. So we, Ashley, do you want to share a little bit about face of justice and then I'll go into our photos and stuff?
Yeah, so Face of Justice is a nonprofit organization. They are currently working in Costa Rica to help women and just people who are at risk. So one of the things that they do is they have a safe house for girls who they have assisted with or have been given the opportunity to help these girls who have escaped trafficking. They also have a couple locations downtown and in a not so great area where they go and help support the women who are still on the street. So they do everything from just providing a hot meal for them. And they also they have sewing classes. So one of the ways that they help these women is by teaching them skills that they can do and then sell things to make a living for themselves. So one of the things they do is they have a sewing class, and so the women can make bags and then they can go sell the bags. So anything like that, and just giving them a space to go during the day, just to hang out and talk and not be on the streets.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. So
Yeah.
we, Ashley and I met, we were actually trying to figure that out just a few months ago through BirthFit. And I got connected with Face of Justice through a woman named Caitlin. They were actually requesting some donations for essential oils. They had a few doTERRA essential oils and were really interested in incorporating them with the women, with the girls, with the staff. And so I helped them about 6 months ago get some donations for essential oils. And I had done a class recording and sent it to them, but they really thought it would be a good idea if I could come out there and teach and educate them on more about how to use them. So I planned this trip and I had another friend that was going to join and she couldn't. And I was telling Ashley about it and Ashley's face lit up and she joined me. So it was awesome.
And I was like, okay.
Yeah. What was even cooler was I also wanted to bring in the physical therapy profession and just the skills that we share with people on a daily basis. So it was awesome to have Ashley's expertise because she's a women's health physical therapist as well and has worked with women post-trauma before. So it was kind of like the perfect tag team. And then
Yeah,
we also,
it really was.
Yeah, we also got some donations through Yoga Tune Up, which is a massage tool company founded by Jill Miller. They donated some tools for us to bring to Costa Rica to educate the women and the staff. So that was kind of our initial goal going out there. Neither of us had been to Costa Rica before, nor had we met these people. So we just kind of had an open mind and just wanted to love on them and learn more about what they needed. So we thought it would be kind of fun to share some of our photos just so you guys can kind of experience it a little bit. So let's see. Can you see that, Ashley?
I can, yeah.
So this is just the logo, Face of Justice Ministries. and just kind of what they focus on. So when we got there, I had given them we got a lot of essential oil donations, which was really, really cool. Just to see how much people wanted to share with them. But we learned very quickly that they were extremely overwhelmed and didn't know what to do with them. So it was really awesome that we were able to go out there to be able to help them so they don't feel this way. So one of the things we did was we taught about the essential oils. This is a table with some of the staff, and also some of the volunteers and interns that work with the ministry. And it was just so cool to hear how they had been using the essential oils and how much it had been helping, and just learning about the questions. One of their biggest concerns was just the health of the staff, because they were kind of run down just from the stress of, this is basically a 24/7 job for a lot of them. And so being able to do that, being able to answer questions about the girls in the safe house and some of the issues that they are struggling with, hormones, just because they're teenagers, and then just having experienced trauma and pain, a lot of immune system support, because just stress, and they're all living in an amazing house, Casa Libertad. What else did we teach about, Ashley?
So one of the things that was really cool towards the end, once they kind of understood a little bit more about how the oils work and what different ways they can use them, they were pretty good at saying, okay, here's kind of our main needs. And then we were able to make them some personalized rollers that they can just quickly grab. They don't have to make the mixes themselves. It's already made, and they have now the list of how to refill that roller then when it's empty. But it gave them something that they know they can just go to their essential oils, grab it, and use it. They don't have to sit and think about, okay, which one did they say, or when do we use this? We were really able to help them kind of lay out, the typical use, and if something comes up, what do they do?
Yep. Awesome.
Yeah.
So that was really fun. I feel like by the end of it, the staff was getting more comfortable using the oils. We're gonna have to get them some shirts that say there's an oil for that, because they were. I'm trying to. We were at dinner one night, because the way that you use some of the oils, you put it in the palm of your hand so you don't get your fingertips. Because we were using peppermint a ton, and we were at dinner, and they took the hot sauce, and they were like, put it in the palm of your hand, rub together. I'm like, yes, you can do that too.
Yeah.
So Casa Esperanza was the kind of safe space in the red zone that we were able to go to. So they go there, I think, twice a week, and provide a space. This is what Ashley was talking about, for sewing classes for the women who are in prostitution in the red zone. They also do a Bible study, and just kind of community and health, and people come in sick. They come in with pretty severe medical issues, in pain. So we were able to take some of the essential oils over there. And I would say, well, it was really cool to pass around the oils. We did that after they did their Bible study. And I feel, Ashley, you had a really good description of the way they responded to the peppermint and lavender.
Yeah. So after they had their Bible study, we passed around a combination of peppermint and lavender and did the whole one drop in your palm. Again, they got pretty used to us doing that while we were there. And you could see, once the women, they took their first breath of it, you could see kind of just their shoulders just drop. Like they had this calmness that kind of came over them. And it was like the first time, you know, in probably quite a while that they really could just breathe, like just sit and breathe. And you could just see the calmness, like their shoulders just melted kind of down their back, it was awesome. And like Missy said, so people will come in there pretty sick. When we were there one day, a lady came in who had a pretty significant medical emergency going on. And unfortunately, because they are in the red district, 911 doesn't respond to that area. So thank goodness she came in that day, because the staff members, when we were finished with the day, they were able to take her to the emergency room. But while she was there, we were able to use some of the oils for pain management, right? So she had been suffering for a week. I mean, this had been going on for quite a while, and she was not feeling well at all. And we were at least able to give her some kind of comfort measure until the staff members could get her to the emergency room, which is so awesome that they're able to do that. And then the other thing we did with them there too is that they came in with cuts and scrapes. And so we were able to use the ointment to put on there. And it's probably the most first aid that they've had in quite a while. And it was just applying some salve to help them heal.
Yeah. And we learned right away that this wasn't a space where we could actually give the oils to the women, because number one, they would start to expect being given stuff every week. But number two, their pimps would potentially just take it away. So our goal here was to leave the staff with oils that they can use. And if anything, they're going to get that wound care, temporary stress relief in that space and just want to keep coming back. And I think we've all dealt with mood issues before, and just having that moment where you're like, I can breathe and things are going to be okay. Those start to stack up against each other and really help you in the long run. So that was really awesome.
Yeah, it was really awesome.
And then this is just they actually sent me this, Ashley, after we got back. This was the diffuser running the next time they were in there.
Oh, that's so awesome.
Yeah. And then the other thing that we were able to do in here is we left a couple of the yoga tune-up balls here. So if you guys haven't used these, I would highly recommend it. They're similar to a lacrosse ball in size. Well, there's actually multiple sizes, but it's softer. It's and it has a grippy texture in it, so it really mimics a practitioner's hand working on you. And we were able to, this is one of the staff members here. We weren't allowed to take photos of the women and girls for obvious reasons, but just teaching the staff how to help themselves with shoulder pain. Or there was another local woman that comes to volunteer, and we walked her through, she does a lot of the sewing, so she's leaning over all day, and so helping with some upper back and lower back ways to get pain relief. And I think Ashley, you did some knee stuff too, right?
Yeah, that one of the volunteers was having some knee pain. She wasn't really sure why it started, but us having these balls there, giving the staff something, because like Missy said, right, the staff, it's kind of a 24/7 job for them. They don't really get a break. And even when they're at home, they're of course thinking about the girls and the women, but they're preparing for the next thing that they're going to do for them. And so giving them something to be able to take home and take care of themselves is huge, because they are constantly giving and constantly looking after everybody else. We were able to give them just something to provide some pain relief and help them, which was so cool.
And hopefully when some of the women come in with pain, the staff can start to learn and teach those women to roll themselves, because there's a lot of how do I want to say this, just like uncleanliness with the women. So for the staff to have something where they can teach using a ball versus trying to use their hands to do something, just to keep themselves safe. But again, help the women feel better and have that moment of pain relief is amazing.
Yeah.
So we were very grateful to Yoga Tune-Up for donating those. So we left a few of them in Casa Esperanza, and then most of them are in Casa Libertad, which is the safe house. And that was where we were able to teach the girls, I think ages 12 to 17, how to use the balls, again, for pain, stress relief. It was definitely interesting because Ashley and I don't speak awesome Spanish. So we had a translator. I think you would have been really proud of us teaching how to use these balls. But it was very similar reaction to the oils. You know, this, at first they thought it was a little bit weird, but the relief and the just the relaxation that you could see on the faces, the girls were giggling and laughing, and yeah, that was a pretty cool experience too.
Yeah, I think so one of the things the studio that I work for, the clients there actually donated money to bring down some gorgeous balls, so a bigger size ball, still used for self-release. And one of the things, like Missy said, with the girls, at first they were kind of like, okay, what are we doing? And then some of them were like laughing on the floor while they're using these balls. So they're like, you know, just having so much fun. And some of them were a little bit standoffish, but one of the things with trauma is getting used to physical touch is a really tricky thing. So giving them the power when they're using the balls, it's like they're placing the balls where they want pain relief, where they want to move, right? They have power over that. And now they have these tools that, again, if they're in pain, they can go and find them, and they're helping themselves. They don't have to have somebody else touching them, which is a pretty powerful thing.
Yeah, it was really cool. And we learned like the last night or the night before the last, that they had all started CrossFit recently, which means rolling out is not a completely new idea to them. So we're excited for them to have all that stuff at home.
Yeah, so cool.
So Ashley was briefly talking about some of the sewing that they were doing for the women to make money in Casa Esperanza. And this is another way. This is Free the Girls. So they basically take bra companies, because you can't, I don't know if it's all bra companies, but there's a lot of them that if you return a bra, it can't be resold. And so they were able to get shipments that the women can then sell for a pretty good profit margin, with the goal of making money and getting out of the red zone, out of that life situation that they were in. So we actually got to shop in the bras. I'm wearing mine right now. I will not show you, but I'm wearing them. But that was really cool to see. And we kind of brainstormed with the staff about other things that the women could potentially sell, because they really loved some of the oils. We're going to be working through some donations, but also with doTERRA to hopefully get some, maybe some peppermint, that they can make peppermint spray for the tourists, for cooling, mood uplifting, pain, that kind of stuff. And just keep giving them avenues of different ways to make money.
Yeah.
So that was all right. This is not hot stuff. This is peppermint. So again, we were talking about how the staff started to get really excited about this. This was one of the main staff, Ere, and one of the volunteers too. And this was just, peppermint was one of our biggest, I'll say weapons, strengths as we were on the streets. So this was the last night we were out in front of one of the biggest brothels in Central America and just loving on people and sharing peppermint. So that was us just hanging out. This was one of the dinners that we had with a lot of the staff. And we actually got to meet the founder, Elizabeth Ellie, which was really cool to talk to her about how she got started and why she's so passionate about it.
Yeah, I can't tell. Is she in that picture?
Yeah, she's right. I don't know if you can see my mouse. Right to the.
Oh, yeah. Yep, there she is. Cool. Yeah, so that's the founder. She was fascinating to listen to. Her story is pretty awesome.
Yeah. And when they first got started, they were joined with another ministry, and it sounds like it just evolved into just being them. And through Face of Justice, they're working with a lot of different avenues. They work with the police to rescue the kids from the human trafficking. And then they're also connected to a lot of different nonprofits in Costa Rica that support women who are pregnant, some of the men, and they're actually hoping to open a second location, a second safe house, which will hopefully help to separate, because a lot of the girls have a lot more psychological needs than some of the other girls. And so sometimes there's just a disconnect in the house, and they would like to have two homes to keep one house a little bit more baseline, ready for the world, doesn't need a ton of support. And then the second one would have a little bit more support for the girls. And I think that was March, right?
Yeah, I think they were planning to open their doors like within the next couple of weeks. So if they haven't already, I assume that it's probably happening within the next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then this is another group photo. This was kind of the room where we would always group, do kind of like a little Bible study worship before we went out on the streets to minister. And that was a whole new experience to me, being a little bit on a mission trip, which was cool, and seeing them, they just want human trafficking and prostitution and brothels to just close and stop. And the way that they're loving on people is driving around and sharing coffee and cookies and really creating a community and a relationship with these people. You could see when they keep seeing the same people on the streets, and the people on the streets are so excited to get that cup of coffee with way too much sugar. They didn't like that I was trying to give them less sugar.
Yeah, that was pretty. So we would pull up to where some of their friends were, and if they wanted coffee or tea, we would get them whichever they wanted. And they had, a container of creamer and a container of sugar, and Missy especially was trying to like cut the sugar in half, and the coffees kept getting sent back because it wasn't sweet enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was so cool to see the people, their friends on the streets. I mean, they were like waiting for them, and the staff members knew about their family. They knew their situations, and they had genuine, real conversations. Like they were real friends. And it was really, really cool because they're creating these relationships, and that's how you establish trust, right? And so they're out there helping them every week by just giving them coffee and conversation and, showing them that people care about them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then just being able to pray over them, pray for them, ask what they, some of the women, their kids, like a woman's kids had just been taken away from her by the government. One of the guys had just been deported from the United States back to Costa Rica, and he hadn't been there in 20 years and was on the streets, and just all the different situations was really cool to see. And not cool to see, but cool to see the impact that Face of Justice is really making in
Yeah.
this environment.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to stop sharing that.
Okay.
So that was our trip.
That was our trip in a nutshell.
Yes. We obviously, Ashley and I had a lot of time to spend with each other, and we were just so moved by what they were doing and wanted to figure out a way to support Face of Justice back here in Denver, Colorado. So we wanted to share some exciting things that we're going to be doing.
Yeah, so you guys will probably be getting an invite from us to join our Facebook group. It's called the Body Freedom Movement. And what we're going to be doing, there's a location called Project Move. You can find all of location information in the group, but once a month we're going to be offering a donation-based movement class. It's going to be a combination of multiple things, but it's really aimed to help restore, improve function, and just ease with movement. So it's all donation based. So we're gonna ask a minimum of $5, but really anything helps, and all of the proceeds will go to Face of Justice. And then, we realize that not all of you are local to Denver, so we have set up a CrowdRise account for them. And again, all of this information will be in the group. The link to donate online will always be in the About Me section of the group, and so you can just donate whatever you feel like you can, whenever you can. And we're just going to try to continue to support them, especially we talked about them starting this new house that takes a lot of extra staff, and the girls who need 24-hour psychiatric care, that's expensive. So it'll go to things like that, like helping them as they transition into having this new house, the oils, any other supplies that they need, and just really anything that they need for the girls and for the staff members.
Yep. So we will, like Ashley said, the money is going to be going for that new location, oils, some more yoga tune-up balls. We're going to be in connection with Ellie and some of the other staff on what they need to use, and probably a lot of it will just be sent directly to them to do what they need with it. But we're excited about it. We're excited to be able to kind of use our expertise to also help the community with movement via the Body Freedom class. And the other thing I was going to share, and I think Ashley has something in the works too with her office, but I work outside of Denver Sports Recovery. It's in the Highlands, and we're actually having a open house on Wednesday night at 6:30 p.m., 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. And they wanted to do a big raffle of different services and products, and needed a nonprofit to donate because you pay for the raffle ticket. And they graciously let me choose Face of Justice. So we have thousands of dollars of, we have a brain map from NeuroOptimize. We have massages, chiropractic sessions, doTERRA oils, CBD cream, a ton of stuff that people have donated to raffle. So that'll be another way that we can help to hopefully get some more donations for Face of Justice. So if you're in the area, please come to that. It's going to be a fun night. And then I don't know if you've planned yours yet, Ashley.
No, there's a couple things in the talk, but nothing, the dates haven't been selected yet. So similar things to what Missy is talking about. But again, that's why we have this group, so that we can announce it and get the word out there to the greater Denver area, as well as, you know, the communities that Missy and I work with every day. So stay tuned for all of that.
Cool. Let me see if I can pop over to the Facebook thing to see if there's any questions.
Okay.
We have 2 comments. It's my dad. Thank you, Dad.
Oh.
We love you. Okay, cool. Well, if you guys do have questions, you will have the Facebook group. We're going to tag a bunch of the like Yoga Tune Up and doTERRA and that kind of stuff in this post, so you guys know who's supporting as well. But yeah, we're super excited, and
Yeah, so excited.
Would love to chat with anyone else who feels a strong pull to help this population.
Yeah. Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Yeah, thank you.